This is the 10-Minute Contrarian Podcast. This is VP. We are a solutions-based podcast, diving into the world of contrarian investing and alternative finance. You can find us hosted on the No Nonsense Forex YouTube channel, NoNonsenseForex.com, and podcast players everywhere. Episode 62 is brought to us by Blueberry Markets. Now, if you've been holding off on signing up for Blueberry Markets all this time, let me tell you something. They have just upped the ante. You used to get a 10% sign-up bonus when you use my affiliate link. Now you get a 20% bonus. And I don't know how long they're going to do this. But not only are you getting the world's best broker with the world's best customer service, your very own customer service representative, and now a 20% sign-up bonus instead of a 10. Details can be found down below in the description in the Blueberry Markets blog. And in that blog, at the very bottom is where you will find that affiliate link to click for your own personal customer service representative and your 20% bonus. This is only available to people outside of the United States. If you're inside the United States, I have a great broker for you too. Also see the description down below. It is the 10-Minute Contrarian Podcast, and I have been buying crypto this month against my better wishes, as you guys know. I really do think the market is going lower at some point. And things are going really well right now. I'm getting comments and emails for people that have purchased some of the cryptos that I have mentioned on my watch list. But again, it's like I'm not swing trading these things. I don't know about you. These are long-term buy and holds. And I do think, when we look back in the history of our crypto purchasing, I think we will look back and say, wow, you were actually buying crypto back when Bitcoin was at 25K. That's pretty impressive. But like I said, I think there will be an even greater opportunity to buy at better prices, but my charts have gotten me this far. There is no reason to abandon them now. I am making small purchases with the hopes of averaging down later. Yes, I want my crypto to lose lots more of its value so I can come in and buy at a cheaper price. Welcome to Contrarian Land. And so we have already shared 5 of those tokens so far. You have XRP, you have Matic, you have AVAX, you have BNB token, and you have FTT. Now we're going to add a lower cap token to the mix. This is not something I recommend you do often, especially in a bear market, but the potential here is too great to ignore. Now, if you guys read my blog on Thursday, I will link it down below if you haven't. I talked about my number 1 metaverse project in the world, even bigger than Cornucopias, which I did an entire dedicated podcast episode on. And that project is a game called Illuvium. I just think it is miles ahead of most games in terms of so many different metrics. We're all sitting here trying to figure out what games are really going to take and be huge. And I think you'd have a really hard time convincing me that this one is not going to at least be one of the best releases we see for 2023. I think it has the potential to absolutely smash Axie Infinity's numbers. It is 500 times better than Axie Infinity is as an actual game. And as you can tell, I'm pretty darn excited about it. Now, there's a lot of ways you can invest in it. I told you on the blog, I spent about 5 ETH buying all the things that I bought when it comes to land and stuff like that. But you can play the game for pretty cheap. Once it comes out, it is a play-to-earn game, so you can make money that way. And you can also just invest in the token. It's the ILV token. Now, I am not buying any tokens right now because I'm already pretty heavily invested in the game. But I definitely want you to check out that blog because there are so many different approaches you can go with this. And it also shows kind of what I look for in an actual project because this one really did tick all of the boxes. And Illuvium, amongst other games already, a couple really big titles, actually, are being run on the Immutable X Layer 2. So Illuvium is on the Ethereum blockchain, but when it comes to in-game transactions and all the stuff you're going to be doing in a very rapid manner, the last place you want to be is just solely on the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is already a fairly outdated technology with all the technologies that are already here, but that's where the Layer 2s come in. Now, because you pretty much have to be on Immutable X to purchase anything regarding Illuvium, I can say that I have used it, and it's a pretty good experience. It took a little bit to set up, but that's probably just me. And once I got it figured out, it was really smooth. Now, Immutable X itself is, well, it started out as an NFT marketplace, so it has that end of it too. So all of you NFT heads out there, if you're looking for another place to find some of those under-the-radar NFTs that might gain in value later on, this could be something to check out as well. But over time, it has turned into, in my opinion, the number one game studio in all of crypto. And if you consider that, at least I think, play to earn is going to be that next step in the evolution of gaming, putting your money down now in the bear market on what could be the leader in this space is an opportunity that's way too good to pass up, in my opinion. Now, if you want some techie specs on Immutable X, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. But it does have zero knowledge, which people like. It teamed up with a company called Starkware, which is great. It allows them to scale pretty much infinitely. And that's going to be a big deal as these games come around. Because like I said, you have all these little in-game transactions that need to be done. And you need something that can handle that volume and process these transactions quickly. And that is what they are designed to do. They take 2% of every purchase, and they have a fully doxed team. They use snarks, which I know the techie people love. I don't really care, but some people do. But like I said, the thing that excites me the most is not only are they hosting the one game that I think is just going to explode in the next few years, they have already built a catalog of games that I don't think anybody else can rival. I know Gala Games is a big deal right now, so I did a little bit of research there and kind of put them head to head, and Immutable X is winning. So you guys know I get kind of obsessive with this stuff, and I keep a big spreadsheet of all the metaverse projects out there with search data and all that stuff. And I pulled it up, and Gala Games only has one kind of bell cow right now that's carrying that entire platform, and that's a game called Townstar. I actually don't know much about Townstar. Kind of looks like Farmville a little bit. Pretty basic-looking game. But Immutable X has 3 if you count Illuvium, 2 if you don't. So they have a game called Ember Sword, which is probably, in search terms, just as big as Townstar. Townstar is going to have a little more Google searches to where Ember Sword is going to have more searches on YouTube. But it's about split down the middle right there. So if you let those two cancel each other out, Immutable X also has a game called Gods Unchained, which is already much bigger than any of the games I just described. It's a pretty basic card game, but people absolutely love it. And you guys know from seeing card games in the past, like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, even Pokemon with their cards. Those things are a big deal. And for Immutable X to have the number one play-to-earn card game in the world right now is a big deal. Actually, no, I take that back. It's the number 2 card game out there. Splinterlands is number 1. But the number 2 card game out there is nothing to sneeze at. And I'm telling you, if Illuvium does what I think it is going to do, every major AAA game being built for play-to-earn is probably going to want to be on Immutable X. Yet somehow Gala is getting most of the shine. Now, I think Immutable X and Gala are probably 1 and 2, so if you just want to go 50-50 on both, I suppose you could do that. But I'm not. Currently, Immutable X's token, ticker symbol IMX, is sitting at $1.12, 157th on CoinGecko, which would put it, even after this past rally, at a good 8.5x to get back to its former highs. And by the way, those former highs were back during a time where Immutable X didn't even really have anything like they have right now. So I love tokens and projects that are building and building and building when their price just keeps going down, down, down. We've spoken about this before. That is the best combination of things to see. And it's no surprise why things like Matic and AVAX have been rocketing the way they have during this past run. They were super undervalued. Now, for what it's worth, just saying, I was looking at it when it was closer to about 70 cents, which was near its lows for the year. And that would be about a 14x to get back to the high. Just for what it's worth. So hopefully I will get an opportunity to buy down at those levels as well, if not lower. But there's a chance that I might not, especially as this hype starts building for Illuvium. And they are hoping to get portions of the game out in the calendar year 2022, which for most of the larger metaverse projects out there is going to be very, very early. As much as I love Cornucopias, if I can do anything with Cornucopias by this time next year, I will be over the moon. And maybe you're not as bullish on Illuvium as I am. That's fine. We're not, in this particular case, we're not betting on the game. We are betting on the game studio that houses many games, 2 of which are already a success, with plenty more on the way. It would take a lot for me to put a low-cap coin like this on my watch list. Now's not the time to be screwing around in that pool. Low cap coins are generally for bull markets only. And then when you get them, you need to be really diligent about taking profit, because most of them do not make it. Most of them do not have longevity. They don't have staying power. But that's because most of those do not have what Immutable X has. And that is the fact that they are already number one in their space. In my opinion, of course. So contrarians, I wish you continued success in this market. We will keep watch list episodes coming because there is more on it. And it is not all crypto. Maybe next week we will do something different. Not sure yet. But buying a low cap crypto token during a bear market rally has degen play written all over it. Making moves like that in a climate like this is crazy. But contrarians are going to contrarian. And we are not crazy. We are just early.